Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to talk about Wonder Woman. We're going to talk about the ad campaign. We're going to talk about some of the new information that's coming out. We're going to talk about it all. But before we do, I'm going to pull something from Mark 8. And we're going from verse 1 to 9. But I'm just going to summarize. See, Jesus was teaching a whole set of people. And he'd just been talking to them. And these people, they'd gone without food for a long period of time. It seems as though they didn't even realize that. And Jesus realized they needed something to eat. So he told his disciples, man, I need to give these people some food. Otherwise, they're going to just faint off and die. And they had to go home. All right. So I don't want them to die or faint off or something bad happen to them. And his disciples was like, well, where are we going to get food? We in the middle of the wilderness. And Jesus asked them, he said, well, do you have any loaves here? You got any food here? And they told him that they had 7 loaves of bread. And so he told them, okay, here's what we're going to do. He took the 7 loaves, he gave thanks to the Lord, and he broke them, and he started giving the disciples to give to the people. And they started distributing in an organized fashion. And they also had a few very small fishes. He took them to, broke them, and he started distributing. And everybody got food off of that. Believe it or not, the food multiplied so much that after everybody had eaten, they were able to fill 7 baskets of the broken bread and the broken fish. And the amount of people who were fed that day were 4,000 people. And then Jesus sent them back to their homes. This is called the principle of multiplication. And I believe some of you have seen this in your life but took it for granted. The principle of multiplication is where you have a little, but it's stretched to go a long, long, long way. And because of that stretching, it influences a lot of other people. I'll give you one example. It's called passing it on, a ripple effect. You do a kindness to someone, and because of that, that person does a kindness to more than one person. And because each of those people do a kindness to more than one person, it multiplies and multiplies and creates a movement and an effect. If you've seen the movie Pass It On, such as an example. And you can start off with something small. There's a song I have that is called Ordinary People. You can check it out on my channel. Your little becomes much when you place it in the master's hands. Basically, the principle is this. Doing even a little kind act or deed goes a long way in love. See, the master, he's really love. Anything you do out of love in your heart for whoever goes a long way. The world needs more loving, caring people than more selfish people who only think about themselves. That's the problem with the world. People are only interested in their interest, in people they know. People are not willing to lend a hand to the homeless, to the sick, to put yourself in the position of other people who are unfortunate because you don't even have them in your mind. How many of you who are watching this video right now actually care about someone in a remote country who's right now without food and clothes? Not even I am thinking about them. But the spirit of Wonder Woman is that kind of spirit. You see this little girl here dressed up in a Wonder Woman costume. It's more than just dressing up in a costume and being a warrior. Diana encapsulates compassion, love, kindness. As much as she's a warrior, and she'll fight to the death, if necessary, to defend the powerless and helpless. She's actually someone who is naturally kind, naturally a gentle person. And if you do look at soldiers who've gone to war, people in combat sports, they generally are kind people because they've been whooping ass all the time. So let's get into Wonder Woman. I like this iconic photo of this little girl here. And she's basically using power, and you can see the light around her. This reminds me of when Wonder Woman, she's hovering in the air and she creates this lightning charge and she crosses her arms. So this is a little Wonder Woman. I hope you guys enjoy this portrait. I think it's also the cover of this video. And you'll see the little icon of this picture when you watch this video. I wanted to start off with that because there's a lot of good stuff that just happened recently with Wonder Woman, and I believe it's effective stuff. And I'm going to talk about it right now. So Warner Brothers, first of all, the Bang Bang Wonder Woman TV spot is now at 271,000 views, almost 272,000 views. Let me do a quick update and see if it's changed. This is a quick update here of the TV spot, and there you go. It's 272,000 views now. You can see that right below here. So it's already past that. It's going to 273,000 views. So this has been actually going at a ridiculous rate. It may reach 300,000 views within 24 hours, which is more than any other ad campaign Warner Brothers has had for TV spots. Okay? So the interest in Wonder Woman is increasing and increasing and increasing, even on the Warner Brothers YouTube channel. Interestingly enough, Warner Brothers seems to be adopting a controlled movement now. Now, any sort of trailer that comes out with Wonder Woman actually has a title. It's not just called trailer 1 or 2 or 3 or TV spot 1, 2 or 3 anymore, even by ComicBookcom. I'll show you that in a minute. And the trailers are a rehash. So this is a rehash trailer of basically Bang Bang and all the other trailers before. So that's what filmmovietrailers.com is doing now. Again, according to what I just said, I told you guys this is the way to go. So if you go and watch my video, follow up on Warner Brothers TV, Wonder Woman's Warner Brothers TV spot Bang Bang, I basically emphasize they don't need to show new material per se. Now they're within the spans of time now to show movie clips and stuff. They're within the spans of time to show as much and highlight Wonder Woman and get the hype in gear, because Guardians of the Galaxy, their debut date was today, even though it debuted yesterday. So that basically right now it's all Wonder Woman from here, and the campaign has taken in, it's gone into next gear, okay, which is awesome. And just to emphasize a point here, ComicBook.com, they came out with a movie clip of the alley fight in Wonder Woman. But really, ComicBook.com didn't do anything new, really. This is footage that actually came out on NBC. And I just pull here from BatmanNews.com. Okay, BatmanNews.com talks about this clip here, which you guys can go and watch online. Wonder Woman protecting Steve Trevor in the clip from the movie, and it really is a worthy clip to show at this point in time for a number of reasons. But first, NBC was the one that aired it, and it was on the Jimmy Fallon show. The Jimmy Fallon show on NBC, which is Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon, he interviewed Chris Pine. And I'm just going to the Tonight Show's YouTube page, which is on NBC, and then you see Chris Pine was interviewed by Jimmy Fallon, and they actually had some fun out there. And if you go to Chris Pine harmonizes with his Star Trek phaser, it actually talks about, you see Chris Pine introduce the Wonder Woman clip that is actually shown in comicbook.com, and it's also showed on Batman News. Okay, and this is the clip right here, okay, on Batman News. And if you were to look, let me just play a little bit of the clip here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. Let me take down the volume. Okay.
Give us Dr. Lauer's notebook.
You can see it's NBC in the corner, right? Alright, let me stop it. I don't want to spoil it for you guys. I want you guys to see it for yourselves. So this is well timed. I'll tell you why this is actually a good time to put out the clip, and this was obviously on behalf of Warner Brothers. This was put out on NBC. One, the time, the Tonight Show captures a certain demographic. So that was very strategic. And the second thing is, a lot of people who have questions about this DCEU film, they get to see the tone of the film. They see how the humor is mixed with the action, which makes it kind of adventuresome. We see how Gal Gadot acts and Chris Pine acts. We see Wonder Woman, and we get to get a feel of what the movie's like. So this actual movie clip that Chris Pine actually came and featured on behalf of Wonder Woman actually is well timed, and it is actually a appropriate clip to show at this point in time, even though it seems to be a lot earlier. Remember, we only have now, the countdown is we have 3 more weeks left before Wonder Woman, okay, because this week is over. So Wonder Woman comes out Friday, June the 1st or June the 2nd. So we have basically, this week is over, all right? This week is going to be finished at the 6th. So we're going to have 3 more weeks left before we see Wonder Woman. So this is, while some people will say, oh, but you're showing a movie clip kind of early, not necessarily. This movie clip had a purpose. And the other thing I want to say is ComicBook.com, finally, they have titles for their movie clips and their TV spots. So this movie clip here, which is sort of an exclusive for ComicBook.com, not really, it was showed on TV, but this has a title, and that's important. These others didn't have titles. While the resolution wasn't great, this is just official trailer 6. There's no context. See, you have to have structure. Trailer 4, and somewhere else there's another one here. All right. If you look at Guardians of the Galaxy, they always have some sort of title. They have some sort of theme. If you go to the Warner Brothers page, there's a title, there's a theme. Bang Bang, Goddess, Power Together. You see, these are important to give structure to what you're doing so people can actually respect it. So in this case, ComicBook.com seems to have taken up that. Also, filmmovietrailers.com, they also took it up, and they have Justice Has a New Name, even though this is a recycled clip. And again, recycling your clips are very important. But in this case, the movie clip that was shown actually sets the tone, gives us an idea of the tone of the movie. And a lot of people are actually persuaded by this clip, which is great. I will be happy when Warner Brothers puts it up. Like I said, trailer number 6 that was on comicbook.com did not make sense. And they have not gone and shown trailer number 6 all over the place. They've shown it some places actually. But it didn't make sense, in my opinion, for the campaign. It didn't have a theme. It didn't highlight something important. It just showed a lot of action, which was not, it wasn't doing anything, okay? You're just throwing away an action scene, which we didn't, Whereas this clip had a title, this clip has a purpose for showing certain things. See how actually Steve Trevor behaves, how Steve Trevor thinks about Diana. And so there's a lot of dynamics we got to see here, and it really harkens back to the Richard Donner Superman. You feel a lot of Richard Donner Superman in the clip, and it tells me that it was really a high influence in this movie. And this movie is going to have a balance of a levity and humor, situational humor, and at the same time it's going to have some heaviness, some drama. It's going to be, so they've really found their formula for this particular movie and this particular storytelling. So it's really good. This is actually excellent. Warner Brothers is again doing the right thing. They departed from going off the wrong course as far as I'm concerned, and they sort of course corrected themselves by not putting out these excessive action trailers, which are not necessary, right? Now, I said that it was on NBC's Tonight Show that Chris Pine revealed this trailer. And another very important thing for people to know, which I thought was lovely because it goes full circle, is NBC was responsible for the pilot for Wonder Woman, that the pilot for Wonder Woman that didn't come off. It was a TV show, Wonder Woman. It had a pilot. Warner Brothers has been trying on multiple occasions to pull off this Wonder Woman character, okay? And the actress who was playing Wonder Woman at the time was this lady here, okay? And it was unsuccessful as a pilot. You can see it was a modernized costume and so on. So it's interesting that NBC would be the one to host the debut of a movie clip of Wonder Woman. I thought everything kind of came full circle there. So I just wanted to highlight that as well. So Wonder Woman comes out June 2nd. That's about 3 weeks and something away. You expect the hype engine to pick it up a bit. I think Warner Brothers really has got it right now. They're releasing things at the right time to build confidence for the movie. They're also basically putting out mostly good trailers. Trailers that have themes, trailers that highlight a particular aspect of Wonder Woman. And now we get a feel of the movie. Again, how Warner Brothers proceeds from here. Yes, you have to release stuff. Like I said, they were going to release stuff. But always have a purpose and a context for what you do. Don't just have a wow factor. You want to do things in context as much as possible. See, let me see. Sorry, ComicBookcom here has a Guardian of the Galaxy. Actually, Guardians of the Galaxy was right next to it, and they also had a movie clip, right? Love Advice. They started their movie clips a lot later than Wonder Woman's actually putting movie clips much earlier in the campaign. We're talking about 3 weeks and something out. They're putting out Wonder Woman clips. Guardians of the Galaxy started doing it 2 weeks close, 2 weeks near to the movie, which is where people generally do them. And they've had a sequence of movie clips. They've had a number of them. And I expect Wonder Woman to do the same thing. This is just what they do with advertising. Is it necessary? No, but hey, it stimulates interest, and that's what's important. So at the end of the day, I think that they have done well with this first movie clip because this is well timed. It actually has a theme. It actually has a purpose. It was put out on NBC, where you have a large audience that would be tuning in to this late night show. So they're trying to get the late night people. Then they put it on the internet for people to view. I think when Warner Brothers puts it up on their official site and page, again, this will spark more interest in the movie. But I think by showing this movie clip as well, you get realistic expectations. So if expectations were way up in the air, oh, they were expecting Wonder Woman to do cartwheel flips, to be super fast, super speed, all that. Nope. So it kind of carries your expectations to where it should be, gives you a feel of the movie so you can get it, so that you go into the movie with a certain level of expectation. So I think that this movie clip, Alley Fight, actually is appropriate to the situation, so it can give you an idea of what you're going in to see. I think well timed, well executed. I think Warner Brothers is doing an excellent job. Like I said before, the only thing that I had a problem with, and I saw them, like it looked like they were veering off a certain way, was the extra trailers. Trailer 6 especially, not so much trailer 5. I thought didn't make any sense. There was no context to all that action we were watching. And the commentary, which was talking about her being, they're working together, to me it didn't mesh with all of this action I was seeing. So, like I said before, I think they bloopered on trailer 6, but other than that, I think on trailer 5, I said these were 2 unnecessary ones, I thought. But with Chris Pine coming in and showcasing Wonder Woman, I think that also was, I thought that was well timed. I thought that was good. Jimmy Fallon show, late night, good stuff. So, for all of you fans of Wonder Woman, all the little girls out there who want to be Wonder Woman, especially them, I think to a high extent, these young children, and I think this movie is designed for young children to some degree. I think these young children are key to being sort of influenced by this movie, and so it's very important to me. This is the importance of the movie. To be able, like Patty Jenkins was saying, to see her little son enjoy Superman so many years after it was made, 1978, and her son could enjoy Superman. So she thought she had to make this movie where children could still want to aspire to be like this character that's going to be on the big screen. So this movie is very important, and probably the only DCEU movie that has so far been designed for little children to go see. So this is probably the first DCEU movie that's going to do that. We'll see. We'll see how it turns out. I've seen Marvel fans say that they like that movie clip. So I believe that these people are going to take their families to see this movie. It is PG-13, however, because of excessive violence. So, I mean, we'll see. Marvel films have been PG-13 and they're still being able to carry these little kids to see it. So, we'll see how this movie pans out. I'm very intrigued to see what it looks like. It kind of reminds me, it has an Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade kind of feel as well, a kind of adventuresome feel to it. So I don't know exactly, but from watching the tone of it, that's what I saw. Anyway, for you guys out there, I hope you enjoy it. Continue to leave your comments on my videos, whether you think I'm being controversial or not. Leave your comments in the comment section below. All activity is good activity. Don't forget to donate to my channel. All you have to do is message me in the message area of my channel, and I will give you the instructions how to donate. Keep on giving the buzz for Wonder Woman. I think more discussions on it and different generations of interest in it are very important. I think the Wonder Woman toys that are out there, the DCU toys, I'll go a little bit more into Mattel and what they're offering, especially the most recent iteration of Wonder Woman is really awesome. And you can also build Ares with the toys. So I'll get into the toy aspect of Wonder Woman too with Toys R Us. I think Wonder Woman is really going to be a bestseller toy as well. In fact, I think it's selling out right now as we speak, even before the movies come out. So it's what it is. I mean, there's an insatiable appetite for Wonder Woman right now, and I think it's just gonna, it may, I don't know, I'm not gonna say any prognostications about Wonder Woman right now, but what I would say is that I'm really happy that you're getting this movie, because Batman has been out there, he's had his movies. Superman has been out there, he's had his movies. We've had a Green Lantern movie, it flopped, but we had a Catwoman movie, you know, in DC. We never had a Wonder Woman movie. After so many years, we still didn't have a Wonder Woman movie. And this movie, we're talking about no Wonder Woman movie for 75 years. That's crazy. You get a Green Lantern movie. You get a Superman movie. Man, you even got X-Men movies, Logan movies, Incredible Hulk movies. You got Thor movies. You had Captain America movies. You had Iron Man movies. You've never had a Wonder Woman movie? I mean, a very iconic superhero like that, and you've never had a Wonder Woman movie? Really? So, I mean, that in itself is an achievement, that Wonder Woman, after 75 years, is actually going to be seen on the big screen. She's going to have her own movie. And this was driven by the fact also that when we saw Wonder Woman in Batman v Superman, when she appeared on the scene as Wonder Woman, not Princess Diana, but as Wonder Woman, it was amazing. It was amazing. You know, I know all those ladies in that cinema, all those women in that cinema was just like, I came to Batman v Superman to see Wonder Woman. You know what I'm saying? And she did not disappoint. So I'm happy about that. You know, I'm also happy that we have Patty Jenkins doing Wonder Woman and not some other director. It's a woman doing Wonder Woman, which means we're going to get it from a woman's perspective. And I think that's awesome. I think that's awesome. So even though the man who created Wonder Woman, we never really got a lot of credit from the woman that influenced that man to create Wonder Woman. I'm sure they had a big say in how Wonder Woman would be. We are probably going to finally, 75 years later, give credit to a woman who I think is the true Wonder Woman, who is Patty Jenkins. And of course, the script for Wonder Woman probably went through so many different changes over time, and so many times Warner Brothers tried to get this movie off the ground. So finally, 75 years later, we're going to have a Wonder Woman movie, folks. We're going to have a Wonder Woman movie. So this is epic. This is a key point in time where, again, as I said before, women and minorities are kind of getting the slight by those people who are in power. And this movie could be that movie that sort of inspires the pushback and inspires a real solid movement to happen because of the shaping of young minds, young children's minds. I don't know, I'm just saying it could possibly do that. It may not, but it could. right? I'm not trying to put a whole lot on this movie's shoulders, which is why, I'm not going to try and go there. I'm not going to say things that I really don't need to say to overhype a movie. That doesn't make sense. But I just think that the timing of this movie and the timing in the world right now, it's kind of critical for a lot of reasons. So I'm really looking forward to this movie. Those people who are DC haters or Warner Brother DC haters, I think this is one of those fights you guys really don't want to fight against right now. This is a different time in the history of the world, and we need to band together more than attack one another at this point in time. That really doesn't make sense. Anyway, that's what I gotta say about that. Guardians of the Galaxy is doing well in the cinemas, and I'm happy for them. You guys have a great one.